Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Paintivity. Today I am just gonna do hopefully just a short little vlog about my absence recently, for lack of better explanation. As you can tell, I'm not dead, I'm not dying, which is always awesome. But I kind of saw this as well when Markiplier took a break. I mean, he let everybody know, and then he came back and immediately presented a very specific video for everyone about, I guess, mannerisms and manners in general and treatment of other people and that sort of thing. So basically what I am getting to is ever since I went to E3, things have been a little bit different. I met a lot of amazing people, and I also met some that were kind of not so amazing. And I don't think I mentioned this, or maybe I touched on it slightly in the video I did when I actually got back from E3. But the problem is, and I don't like to take this lightly, but at the same time, I really need to think about it as well. So I like doing this. I like doing games for everyone, and I realize this channel is not huge, and that's okay. It's not about, getting all these people and all of that. It's not about that. It's about having fun. And, I do have fun. And when I was in LA, excuse me, one of the people I was staying with, from, out of the country, and it was fine. They were super nice, in general. When it came down to the whole, hey, why are you here? Are you here for E3 as well? Those kinds of questions. These guys were for media, so they were, really updating, like, the new releases and stuff like that, constantly working around the clock, like, totally admirable. But when they were like, oh, okay, you're like the only female here, so, you're the oddball, what are you here for? And I told them, I'm doing gaming, this is what I like to do, and, my stuff's up on YouTube. Well, they automatically went and, checked out the channel, and before the guy even sat down to check out the channel, he was like, so, what's your gimmick? And I'm like, I don't really have one. I don't feel that I need to be someone I'm not in order to be here right now. And that's important, especially for anyone who's looking to get started. That's a big deal. I don't think, sure, you've got the big personalities. You've got PewDiePie, you've got Jack, you've got Mark. And they have a very specific niche, if you will, where, they're loud, they cuss, they are very just full of energy, and that's amazing. People are, that's okay. Like, why would you be against that? Because if you shouldn't have to pretend to be like these people in order to get where you're going. You should just be able to sit down and have fun with it, because that's what matters. And I realize not everybody's about that. A lot of people are just like, I'm gonna do YouTube because it's got money and blah blah blah. And yeah, sure, okay, well, this is something that, like, we didn't share with everyone else, but our account was on suspension because we found out that someone, like, related, clicked the like button even though it auto signed into an account, so it thought that we were liking ourselves. And that's not true. We got it all corrected, but we still got our account suspended. And we're like, okay, well, we're still going to keep doing videos. It's not a big deal. And a lot of other people, I can't say, would have done that. So, back to my previous story, though. This guy asked me if I had a gimmick, and I was like, no. Females aren't really looked highly on anyway in the gaming community, and that's fine. To each his own, I guess, but it's a stigma that really needs to just go away, along with everything else in the middle of everything that's going on right now. You've got the shootings, you've got riots, you've got the political debates. There is just so much going on. In the grand scheme of things, I don't care if you think that a woman can't play games, because here I am. I'm going to do it anyway. And so, that was one thing that bothered me. I was just like, you want a gimmick? I'm a female. How about that? Like, if you can't greet me in a pleasurable manner, it's the first time you've ever met me, there's no reason to, like, come at me like that. Well, this same person followed, this whole question up with, well, if, like, basically I had told him, I was like, this is a small channel. I'm not huge, it's nothing fantastic, and apparently I found out at VidCon, pretty much even people with like many subscribers still were like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel, but it's still a baby channel. Apparently I'm not the only one. Apparently it's just how we are. We're humble like that. But he followed up this gimmick comment with, well, if it just doesn't work out, then maybe you just shouldn't do it. And then followed that up with, you might as well just kill yourself. Okay, so we escalated very quickly, like, boom, crashed, done. And I was dumbfounded. I'm standing there, I'm like, okay, so you went from, hi, who are you, what are you doing here, to go kill yourself. Wow, freaking drastic. So, and I took it like a champ, because I was like, you know what? And I didn't mouth off, I didn't do anything like that. And I stood there, I was like, okay, whatever, because his opinion didn't matter to me. And that's a huge thing that you have to remember if you're doing YouTube and you're doing all this gaming. It doesn't matter. And sure, it may hurt your feelings, but you know what? I didn't mouth off. I was just like, okay, have a good day, bye. And we had to live together for the 3 days. And so I stayed away from him. And I found out that he wasn't very nice to everybody else either in general. Like, he was just more involved in doing his work with his friend. And that's fine. Like, whatever. I don't even know if he got to play any of the games. He pretty much stood around recording the whole time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go have fun. And I'm going to tell all the people who do care what's going on here. So, with all of that said, I didn't take this lightly. And, I didn't pout about it. I went on my own way. I did my own thing. I had a lot of fun. But what he said was in the back of my mind and has been up until right now. And this is why I'm talking about it. He didn't know me and felt that it was still important to go as far as tell someone to go kill themselves. So first of all, that's not okay. It's never okay. You should just never say that to someone. I mean, I get it. Some people just have no filter. They have no manners. But I realize even though he spoke French primarily, I also realized that he thought about what he was going to say. And he knew that it was not just a verbal miscommunication. He thought about it. He knew what he was saying. So, in the grand scheme of things, I did take some time to kind of step back and just be like, okay, how much do I enjoy this? How dedicated am I to this channel? Because if I'm not, then I shouldn't be here, if that makes sense. You've got Geriatric. He's posting all the time, and that's great. It's consistent, and that's the way it should be. Whereas I'm not as consistent, and I have no excuses for it. But my schedule is different. He's got something steady, I don't. So there's just a lot of things, and you really got to think that through. But I don't feel good about what he said. I'm definitely not going to try and go kill myself. But it took a toll on me because I'm like, well, even if I don't care, there's going to be more people like this. And how am I going to react to it? Is it worth it? I mean, you really suck yourself into this spiral that just keeps going. And, like I said before in a couple other videos, being someone who's more introverted and overthinks things sometimes, even though I'm better about it than I used to be, and having depression and anxiety. I've also got a new living situation, so there's more people in the house now, and I have to be respectful of their schedule too. So all of this is coming into play. I'm trying not to overthink it, but I'm letting you guys know this is why I took a step back. And sometimes you just got to do that. You have to come first. And this seems like a really long video to say this, but it really got to me. Because it was very important. I mean, and this guy also told me too, he was like, yeah, I tried YouTube, and you know what? I found out that I was not very good at it. I couldn't come up with a gimmick, and therefore I quit. And I'm like, okay, you chose to quit, but I'm not. Like, that is not me, and I'm not here to, participate in E3 and all of that, and then turn around and quit. Like, what good would that have done other than just be like, yeah, I got to go, and whatever, I'm never interested again? That's not true. So, mostly what I'm getting to is, don't be an asshole, first of all. Like, don't go out and run your mouth to people and tear them down when you don't even know what you're doing. And I really don't care how many subscribers he has. I don't care what kind of media he produces. He's having fun doing his thing, and I left him alone. So, just be nice to people. Like, it shouldn't have to come to this, to be honest. Like, communities on YouTube are they're kind of all over the place. You've got really nice communities, and you've got some that'll just eat you alive. You get to choose which one you want to be a part of. And, for me, I'm going to choose a good one every time. Like, I'm not going to tear you down unless I really think that you're incorrect. Like, if you say something and I'm like, no, the facts are this, fine, whatever, be constructive. But, it just really got to me. So, I'm here, I'm back, I'm going to do this. So, if that was the answer you were hoping I would get to eventually, there it is. This is something I want to do. And I'm not perfect at it. End of story. I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not. So that you can do what? Sit there and watch it? Maybe share it a few times? Like, that's not what it's about. Like, cool if you do. But that's not who I am. And so, I really just needed to get that off my chest. Because that was, that's huge. Like, eventually, after thinking about it, I was like, I really need to come to terms with this. And, just kind of figure it out. Am I going forward? Am I going backward? What am I doing here? And I did lose some time thinking about it. So here I am. I hope that you guys will still continue to watch. Geriatric is definitely still doing his videos, his reviews. And he did join me a few times on the videos right after I got back, before I kind of hit this dead zone. So I'm still trying to figure it all out too, guys. I've got computer upgrades that just happened, like literally like new system that I'm trying to work with. So I lost all my old games, so like Sims 4, Super Flippin' Phones, which I can get back. But a lot of these I'd have to go back and replay it, and I'm kind of like, is it worth it to change the game because I upgraded, and that's downside on my part, but it happened. Things still need to be moved around. This is not permanent, and so there's just things going on beyond the camera. That's all it is. And I hope you guys will still watch, because that's, it's awesome if you do. And I appreciate it, and I want to build a community around this, because to stand alone kind of sucks, but those of you who already follow, it means a big deal. And so I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, and I will get back to it. Like, what else can I say? Like, let's keep going, because that's how it needs to be, and that's the only thing I'm gonna, get out there, is like, I'll be more comfortable by just getting over this. So don't be like that guy, don't be a jerk, and if you have any comments or anything, leave it for me, and I will see you guys next time. I'll stop rambling now. Thank you guys so much for watching and hearing me out. It is very important to me. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!